In this video, we're talking about the secrets of the CPA exam. So in this video, we're talking about the secrets of the CPA exam. Now, what we're going to talk about is technically not a secret because this is all publicly available information. However, it is kind of a secret because I find that a lot of people don't know what I'm about to reveal to you. And if you're thinking about taking the CPA exam, it is crucial that you understand this information. Now, since we're talking about the CPA exam, in the sake of full disclosure, I feel that it is only fair that I reveal to you my own CPA exam scores. Now, the CPA exam has changed since I sat for the exam, but this will at least give you a sense of my performance on the test. And then you're going to have the chance to decide whether you want to listen to me or not talking about the CPA exam. So without further ado, these are my scores for the CPA exam. So now that we got that out of the way, let's jump into talking about the test. And the secret that I want to reveal to you has to do with statistics. And a lot of people don't know, but the AICPA publishes statistics on the exam every year on their website. And so that's what we're going to talk about. Now, the AICPA stands for the American Institute of CPAs, and they are the governing body that puts on the CPA exam. Now, as somebody who has sat for the test myself, I gotta say, my opinion is that the AICPA does a really fantastic job of putting on this test. If you sit for the test, you'll see that the questions are very well thought out. The testing process is very well organized. I think they do a fantastic job. What we're going to talk about is the statistics, and you're going to want to go to their website. So I'm going to show you how to get to this. You're going to go to aicpa.org, and there's a lot of information on here. So we're going to have to sift through and find the document I'm going to show you. You're going to want to go to the section on CPA exam information. And from there, you're going to want to go to exam scoring. And from there, you're going to want to go to the section on CPA exam passing rates. And that's what we're interested in. And what you'll find is that every year, the AICPA publishes a document on the passing rates for the previous year. So I'm actually going to put up the document that is the passing rates from 2016 so you can see what I'm talking about. And what you'll see is that for each of the 4 sections of the exam, and for each of the 4 quarters of the year, they post the passing rates for that section. And so what you'll see is that on average, we're looking at a 50% passing rate for each section. Now some sections are higher than this, some sections are lower than this, but in general, we're looking at a 50% passing rate. That is the secret you need to understand, because this tells you exactly how hard the test is. You know, a lot of people are going to come up to you and tell you that the CPA exam is hard, that it's tough. Well, what does that mean? That doesn't really mean anything. This tells you exactly how hard it is. It's exactly 50% hard. So what does 50% mean? It means that when students came in and sat for each section, that 50% of the time, they didn't pass. So, you know, these aren't odds. These aren't the likelihood of you passing. This is what's actually happened. All these students came in and sat for these sections over 2016, and 50% of the time, they didn't pass the section. Now, this is a little bit overly simplistic way to look at passing rates, because in order to get your CPA, you have to pass all 4 sections. And there is a dropout rate. Some people don't make it through all of the tests. But this 50% number is still useful to understand because it tells you the difficulty level of these tests. Since you have to pass all 4 sections, you know coming into the test that statistically speaking, you're probably going to fail 2 of the 4 tests 50% of the time. So that means if you're going to pass all 4 sections, statistically, you're likely going to have to sit 6 times for this test. Now let's put this in perspective, because we're not just talking about 50% of the average person on the street. We're talking about 50% of accounting master's students. So accounting students in general are pretty smart people, but we're not just talking about accounting students, we're talking about accounting master students. And 50% of the time, they are not passing this test. That is how difficult the test is. So why is this important to understand? You know, in order for you to pass these 4 sections, it takes most people over a year to do this. And it's going to be difficult. It's going to require effort. It's going to require sacrifice for you to pass all 4 sections. You can't just be a smart accounting master's student, roll into this exam and pass your 4 sections. It usually doesn't happen that way. You're going to have to sacrifice and work. For over a year, you're going to have to be studying for this test. It's important to realize that up front, because your friends are not going to understand why you're spending all this time on this test. Your family might not understand. Your coworkers might not understand. And you're probably going to fail a section or 2 and have to find the stamina in yourself to keep going and pass all the sections. What you'll find ultimately at the end of this whole process, when you do pass all the sections and you do get your CPA, what you'll find is that it really means something. The AICPA was really smart in how they constructed this test and in making it so difficult, because when you do pass, when you do make it through this year-long process and make it through all of these tests, it really stands for something to be able to put this on your resume and share with this accomplishment with the world that yes, I am a CPA and yes, I passed the CPA exam. It really is a cool accomplishment to be able to share with the world. Now, I hope that this was helpful for you to share some of my insights on the CPA exam. If you're working on taking the CPA exam, leave a comment down below. Let me know where you're at, what section you're on. I want to know. And keep going and pass all those sections. If you found this video helpful, click on the subscribe button down below. I release a new video every week on accounting and corporate finance, so come back and check out next week's video.